welcome to the daily current affairs session. So we'll have article discussions of these things today. We have a very few articles. First one, President Mercy Power. This is from Polity. Then Digital Health Incentive Scheme. This is a extension. Government has extended this for one more year. So this is part of policies and schemes. Then ozone depletion substances from environment. Then Artemis Accords. This is from science and technology. Then finally great scheme. So great scheme does not mean that it is the greatest. It is shortcut. We'll see the full form as well. This is also from policies and initiatives of the government, right? Then some factual pointers and practice questions. I hope my voice as well as video is clear. Yes. So let's start with the first article, that is President's Mercy Power. So this is part of polity, a very important one. Many students might have confused about different powers of the president. So listen this clearly. Before that, let's understand the context, what has happened. The context why it is there in news, it was taken from Indian Express. President Draupadi Murmu has rejected the mercy petition filed by a person called as Muhammad Arif, who was one of the causes for the 2000 terrorist attack at the Red Fort. So at the Red Fort there was a terrorist attack in 2000, way back, and he was subjected to the death penalty by the court, and he has filed a mercy petition before the president for pardoning, right? So we'll see those, what is pardoning power, what is a court ruling, all those things we will see in detail. The context is this one: the president has rejected the mercy petition filed by a person who was subjected to the death penalty. That is the context, right? Yes, very good evening Keshav, welcome to the session. So this is the context. Now let's understand what is a mercy petition. Okay, what is a mercy petition? This is a formal request made by the person who was sentenced to any of the death penalty or any of the sentences, right? So a person was already sentenced to a death, right, or any other thing as well, any other 12 years or 14 years sentence as well by the court, right? It is a final thing. After this there is nothing, right? So this is a formal request by the person who was subjected to the sentence to the president, that please consider. Also at the state level there is also governor can also take decision, but we are not going to discuss. We are going to discuss only the present context, that is the president power, right? So the final request can only be made with the president. After this there is no request at all, so he will be subjected to the final sentence, right? So this is a formal request, and this provision, the mercy petition, indirectly derived from the Article 21 of Indian Constitution, which is a fundamental right, right? So Article 21 is right to life and liberty. Article 21 is the right to life and liberty. Even though it did not directly mention this particular mercy petition, in various judgments Supreme Court has said that this mercy petition from the person who was accused, right, or sentenced to death or sentenced to any of the imprisonment, has a right to file a petition before the president for cancelling this sentence, right? So this is also important thing to be remembered. And this power of president to grant the mercy for any accused or any person who was sentenced to imprisonment derives from Article 72. Again, this is also very important fact. From Article 72 itself, the president has the powers to whether grant the mercy petition or not, right? So this is also one more important provision, and there are certain 5 total. Yes, a total 5 are there. There are total 5 types. Now this is a very important one to understand. I will tell with examples also. Total 5 options are there for president to take any decision related to the formal request. So whoever has formally requested to the president in front of him or her have 5 options. One is pardon power. First one is pardoning power. It means complete removal of any of the sentence. So for example, if the person is sentenced to 14 years of jail or death sentence as well. If there is a death sentence, so this also. It can completely omit it. The president can completely omit it. There is no sentence anymore. He will be freed, right? So this is one option. They will give in the matchings. So understand this. This is complete removal of any of the sentence by the president. That is pardoning power. Next one is commutation. Commutation. This means removal of sentence or conversion of sentence from one form to other form. For example, a person is sentenced with the death sentence. So this death sentence can be converted to the imprisonment of 14 years. That means here there is a change. There is a change in nature of the sentence from death penalty to the normal imprisonment or rigorous imprisonment or normal imprisonment, whatever the president feels. So there is a change in nature, right? So that is called as the commutation. Fine. Next one is about the remission. This is without changing. For example, there is a person who was sentenced with 14 years rigorous rigorous imprisonment. That means there will be a work and all he has to do in the jail. Now, in case of remission, there is no change in nature. That means rigorous imprisonment for 14 years was given, only that it was reduced to 7 years. It is just a reduction of the time period but not the nature. If that is the nature, then it is commutation. For example, 14 years rigorous imprisonment was given for a person. Now, if it is the 14 years was remained, but if the rigorous imprisonment, that means heavy punishment, is reduced to simple punishment, that means he no need to do any hard work in the jail. It is just the normal thing, right? That is also called as commutation. If there is a change in nature of the punishment, then it is called as a commutation. If there is a lighter reduced time period without changing the nature of the punishment, that is called as the remission. So this two difference has to be understood. Very good evening, Santosh. Is this clear? This difference should be very sensitively you need to remember. This two, commutation and remission, the difference. I hope this is clear. If you still have doubt, please do let me know. Next one, respite. Respite. This is a pardoning power in which president removes or reduces the punishment, gives lesser sentence because he has a special effect. He or she has a special effect. For example, the woman is pregnant. After the sentence, after 3-4 months, she got a pregnancy. Or maybe some disability person is there. A person was disabled because of various reasons. So here, the respite is because of some special fact. There is some special consideration unique to that particular person. It is not comparable to other persons. So there was some issue or some special case. In that cases, if president reduces the punishment, that is called as the respite. Respite, right? Next one, reprieve. This is also important. This is a little bit confusing for most of the students. Reprieve means that it is just a delay of the execution. Whatever the sentence, it may be 14 years of rigorous, it may be 7 years of lighter punishment, it may be 14 years of lighter punishment, anything temporarily for certain period it is being not executed. So this is the one to give certain time period for the person who has been sentenced to death or any other punishment to seek any pardoning power. So it is a temporary halt just to give time to the person who was sentenced to take any measures in the coming few days, right? So these 5 has to be clearly understood. Pardoning power, commutation, remission, respite and reprieve, right? I hope this is clear. In case there is an issue, please do let me know. Fine. These 5 are important. Now, what is the judicial observations related to these pardoning powers? What is the judiciary that Supreme Court has observed? We have just discussed that president can do any of these things, pardoning power, commutation, remission. President has these powers under Article 72. But Supreme Court has said that it is not the discretionary power of the president. He cannot do whatever he wants or she cannot do whatever she wants. She or he, whoever in the president position, has to follow whatever the decision or recommendation made by the Council of Ministers. A very important observation. So president does not have any discretion to take decision on this. he has to or she has to completely follow with the whatever the suggestion given by the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister, right? So very important observation from the Maru Ram versus Union of India 1981 case. In this case, Supreme Court has observed this, right? So this is the thing, right? One more case is there, Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab in 1980. Supreme Court held that the death penalty is a constitutionality. That means it is not against the constitution. It is given in the rarest of rare cases. So it is granted by the constitution itself. There is no limitation on death sentence, right? And one more thing, the Supreme Court power to validate the president's decision is very limited. So Supreme Court cannot say that you cannot give this. They only check whether it is rational or not. Very plain powers are given to the Supreme Court. So this is a limited power for the Supreme Court in taking or validating the president's decision to take pardoning power on any of the sentence. So very limited power is there for Supreme Court, right? So these are all the important provisions. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Is this clear? So we have discussed the context that president has rejected the mercy petition. It means what? Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister, they haven't given permission to remove any of the pardoning power, right? So they did not allow. President just takes the decision, but background it is worked or recommended by the Council of Ministers. She has to follow Council of Ministers decision, right? Now we have seen what is mercy petition, the constitutionality of mercy petition, and then we have seen 5 types of pardoning powers of the president, right? Then we have seen the judicial observation related to the this particular pardoning power. So all these are very, very important for us. Next one, about digital health incentive scheme. Digital health incentive scheme, right? So they will ask you this question. This is a very important because government has extended it for 1 more year, right? 1.5 more year. Yes, 1 more exactly. Fine. The central government has given the extension, year-long extension for digital health incentive scheme. Digital health incentive scheme, right? This is meant for digitizing patients' health records, right? Currently, the health records are not digitalized too much. If you go to hospital, so you will have certain prescription, your treatment will be completed. Next time after 1 year or whatever months you go, your records are not there. So exactly the doctors again need to test from the beginning, right? So this is the current scenario. Now government want to digitize. So whenever you go to hospital, you on your name, right, it will be linked to the Aadhaar as well, and then they will know what type of disease, what type of treatment you have taken, and accordingly they will suggest the next course of action. So it will reduce the burden on the health, right, health data if it is completely available. So this is being extended till June 30, 2025. June 30, 2025, right? So now coming to the next, we will be discussing this, but we need to know about the actual scheme from where this was derived. Now understand this, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. So I am writing it as a AB PMJY. Because there are a lot of sub schemes, you will confuse. So we have the scheme which was launched by the government, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. This is the scheme launched by the government. In this, there are 2 components. There are 2 components. That is health and wellness centers. Health and wellness centers, right? This means health and wellness center. This health and wellness centers takes care related to the primary health care. Primary health care. That means very basic thing. Primary health care, health and wellness centers takes care of the primary health care, like basics at the local level. And next component is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. This one is the second component. This is the first component, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, PMJAY. In this, we have secondary and tertiary health. Secondary and tertiary. That means Here there is advanced treatment. Secondary means advanced treatment. Any cure, non-communicable disease, diabetes, all those things comes under the second. Tertiary means much more advanced, like cancer treatment, all those things. So this particular Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana only takes care of secondary and tertiary health issues, right? Primary health is not under this Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Many times this question was asked, students were confused, right? So they will mark it as all, it covers everything. If they are asking about Ayushman Bharat scheme, then it covers primary, secondary, tertiary and all. But if they specifically asked about Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, it covers only secondary and tertiary. And primary is taken care by health and wellness centers. So don't confuse with this, right? So all these things are important to be understood from this particular components. Now, Ayushman Bharat objective of the scheme is, before that again I want to tell you one more thing. Whatever the expenditure that you are spending on an average, an individual spending on health, 64% of the total expenditure is coming from out of our pockets. That means if there is any treatment for us, if there is a requirement of any treatment, for example diabetes or whatever may be, if you are spending 100 rupees on that particular treatment, 64 rupees you are spending from your own pocket. Only 36% is coming from the government schemes or insurance and all. But whereas in other countries, if you talk about USA, Germany and all, 99% of expenditure is taken care by the government itself. You just need to have an expenditure for maintenance, medications and all. Rest of all the things are taken by the government itself. But in India it is opposite, and we are one of the countries where out of pocket expenditure is very high. There is no proper insurance, there is no proper government schemes, there is a lot of confusion. That's why we are spending from our own pockets. This is degrading the economical status of the particularly poor people, right? They are spending their own money. For that purpose, government has come up with the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. This is the one to reduce out of pocket expenditure for all the poor people. Everything, whatever the cost, completely will burn by the government itself. So this is the speciality. So objective to holistically address primary, secondary and tertiary level all the health issues, right? And to achieve the vision of universal health coverage. These are the two objectives. Holistic health coverage as well as universal health coverage, right? Holistic address of all the health. It is not just about any particular disease. Every disease will be covered here, right? And also universal health coverage means everyone should have a health related surety. This is the objectives of the scheme. And coverage, it aims to cover 10 crore families, not just individuals, but it covers 10 crore families. That means approximately 5 crore beneficiaries will be selected. Not all the people, they will choose the poor people from socio-economic caste census. This was the data collected by Ministry of Rural Development, but this was not kept in front of public. We have a census data. We have a census data in front of everyone. You can also see from internet, but nobody knows about the socio-economic caste census. It was not released to the public. It is with the government only. So government, because of various complexities, they did not release. There is a lot of discrepancies also, it was said. That's why whatever the government data they have, they will check, and accordingly whoever are poor people within this data, only those people will be benefited, right? Understand, total 10 crore families will be covered, 50 crore individuals from socio-economic. It is not covered from census, rather it is taken from socio-economic caste census, right? And the medical coverage of 5 lakhs per family per year. So every year a family will be covered up to 5 lakhs rupees. So this is a good amount per family. In a year, this scheme aims to cover 5 lakh rupees every year, right? Now, who are all the eligible people? So the people from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, everyone, irrespective of their economic status, all the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe category people are eligible to get benefit from this scheme. Next one is, the families should not have no earning member above 16 years of age. So others, other than SCSTs, so for other families, no person should be there in that particular family who is earning, whose age is above 16 years. This is also one more criteria. And income less than 2.5 lakhs. So their income should be, whoever are earning in the family, their income should be less than 2.5 lakhs. Then only they will be eligible, right? those listed in Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana beneficiaries will also will eligible to apply Ayushman Yojana, right? So whoever are eligible under this scheme will also eligible for all the Ayushman Bharat scheme, right? And no restrictions on family size. So 4 members, 5 members, 6 members, 7 members. There is no limit on age, sex or size, right? It can be man, woman, it can be age of any, it can be family of any size. There is no restrictions, right? And all pre-existing conditions are covered from day one. So even if it is existing someone, even before launching scheme, if there is some diseases, so all those things will be covered. There is no restriction at all, right? So we have already discussed this. There are two components. One is health and wellness centers, which will take care about primary health care, right? Primary care hospitalization, like non-communicable disease, maternal child health service, everything related to the primary sector will be covered under health and wellness centers. And secondary and tertiary hospitalization will cover under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. We have seen this, right? So it will cover 3 days of prior hospitalization. So usually if there is any disease, it takes some time for us to realize and then reach out to the hospital and all. So whenever you are reaching to the hospital, before 3 days of that, all the expenditure that you have incurred will be given by the government. And after hospitalization, after admitting to the hospital, so after 15 days, till 15 days, all the expenses will be covered by the government itself. And it is portable. You can visit any hospital in the country with that particular details. You will be treated. There is no restriction at all. Even private hospitals will also be given by the government itself. Government itself are giving money to the private hospitals, whoever has cured to those people under Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat scheme, right? So this is about the thing. But funding is centrally sponsored. That means 60% of the total funds will be given by the center, and rest of the 40% has to be taken by the states. So it is a central sponsor, not central sector scheme. Fine. And the implementing agency of the scheme is National Health Authority. The scheme is being implemented by National Health Authority, right? Yes. So this is about the scheme details. Now coming to there are sub schemes under it. That's what I said earlier. There are some sub schemes. Now we have seen Ayushman Bharat scheme. Under that we have two components, that is Health and Wellness Center and Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana for primary and then secondary tertiary we have seen. Under this scheme itself there is one more scheme called Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, right? So this is also a sub scheme. Then Ayushman Bharat scheme was launched way back in 2017, right? But this scheme was launched in 2021 by our Prime Minister, right? Under this aims to digitalize all the data related to the health, right? Anything, you will have a health ID also. Whoever are coming to the hospital, their details, for what purpose they have given, what medication it was given, what is the time span of the disease, everything related to the disease will be registered in a digital format. So in future, the government or the hospital or the doctors will come to know that this is the status of the person. This was previously cured. So this is a very good initiative. Of course, there will be challenges like data theft, privacy issues, all those things will be there. Government has to take care of those. But anyway, this is a decision in a right path where everything is digitized and it will be known to the doctor who is curing that person about the past records, right? Health ID will be given and then health account will be created, like how we have details of any particular, if you log into any of our bank accounts, you will see all your transactions. So you will have the complete history. The same way they are going to have a health account details, everything related to which doctor you have been treated, which disease you have been treated, what medications has been given. For that, health ID will be created. This is completely voluntary. It is not mandatory. If you want, you can. If you not, it is not required. So it is a voluntary and also free of cost. This is completely taken care by National Health Authority, right? An agency which is implementing the scheme. Fine. Under this scheme, under this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission scheme, they have launched the Digital Health Incentive Scheme. Digital Health Incentive Scheme. So I am explaining you here. Ayushman Bharat scheme is there. Under that they have a Ayushman Bharat Digital Scheme. This one, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Under that, yes, Santosh, this scheme is for everyone. This scheme is for everyone, but eligibility you have to check. We have discussed it, right? Who are all eligible? This is the eligibility. If you are earning more than 2.5 lakhs, you are not eligible to get this scheme. This is not for everyone. This is only with the people who are eligible to this scheme. These are the conditions we have already discussed, right? Now, yes, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Under this, again they have launched Digital Health Incentive Scheme. Digital Health Incentive Scheme. So this is the thing. And Ayushman Bharat, two components we have discussed differently, right? Health and Wellness Centers and Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Those are two components, but here there is again a sub-scheme, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission and Digital Health Incentive Scheme. So this is what the government has extended till 2025 June. You can see the context, right? So coming back to the context to make you confirm, this is the what the government has extended. So this is a scheme under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission itself, the sub-scheme. This is what the government has extended. Now, what is this scheme about? The scheme is to encourage the hospitals, right? So for example, you reach to the hospital and if hospitals are not very much enthusiastic to digitalize it, so what you will do? They will just give one file and they will send back, right? So this is what usually happens. But to encourage the hospitals to collect the data and keep it in a digital format, they are incentivizing the hospitals, digital health solution providers, diagnostic labs, everywhere, whoever want to participate in this, to encourage them, right? To encourage them, this scheme was launched to digitalize all the data related to the patients. That is the aim, to encourage. So what is the encouragement for these hospitals to do? They will get 5 lakhs rupees approximately. Okay, it is not 5 lakhs, based on the type of data they have collected, based on the amount of people they have involved, based on that they will get certain money. All these hospitals or diagnostic labs, they will get money from the government if their data, if they are able to collect more data and then digitalize all the health records of the patients that they are reaching to these centers, right? So it is encouraging the hospitals, diagnostic labs, all other medical things to digitalize the data of the patient so that they will get some incentives from the government. So this is the objective of the Digital Health Incentive Scheme, which was being implemented under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Fine, a very, very important article. There is a high chances of this question on this. You have to know about all the scheme related elements. Fine. Yes, so all these things are same. Now, let's know about the implementing agency, that is National Health Authority. This is the one which is implementing the scheme, right? So it is a successor to National Health Agency. Earlier, there is a National Health Agency which was taking care of some health related thing, but after the implementation of Ayushman Bharat, they have changed the name to National Health Authority in 2018, right? So this is what, yes, from January 2019, it was implemented with the National Health Authority. This is the attached office of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare with full autonomy. That means it is under ministry, but whatever the decision it want to take, it can take without the influence of the government, right? So this is a autonomous body but attached to the Ministry of Health, a very important one they will ask you. And this is it is governed by the governing board chaired by Union Minister for Health. So whoever is the Ministry of Union Minister for Health, they will, headed by a governance board, it will suggest the body, right, chairman and all. It is headed by a Chief Executive Officer and officer rank of Secretary of Government of India. So senior IAS officer who is under the secretary will be appointed as a Chief Executive Officer. So this is the status or the powers of this particular body. Fine. So this is about the Ayushman Bharat scheme, a very, very important one. Try to remember all the things, connect all the points. That's how you can answer the questions, right? Next one, ozone depleting substances. Ozone depleting substances. Some of the private study has found that Montreal Protocol, we will see what actually is a Montreal Protocol. Just know that Montreal Protocol was efficient in reducing the ozone depleting substances. So this is a type of agreement we have signed all the countries together to remove the ozone, and this agreement was said to be a very efficient one in reducing the ozone depleting substances in the atmosphere. This is what it has proved. Now, what is ozone? You all know ozone has 3 oxygen atoms, right, which is usually found in the stratosphere. You can see here. It is usually found in the stratosphere. This is the layer. We have layers of atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere or thermosphere, both are same, and exosphere. So ozone is usually present in this layer. So any ultraviolet rays from sun if coming will be absorbed in this layer. So the reduced intensity will reach to the earth. That's how it is safe. Ozone presenting in the stratosphere is completely safe. But ozone presence in this troposphere is harmful, which is emitting from vehicles and all. So ozone in the stratosphere is a good for earth because it reflects back or absorbs ultraviolet rays. So that is the significance of ozone composition, right? But what is ozone layer depletion? We have seen that ozone is present in the stratosphere, which is protecting us again as the ultraviolet rays. Now because of we are using lot of chemicals, lot of industries, lot of refrigerators as well as air coolers, there's lot of chlorine and bromine related chemicals being emitted into the atmosphere, and these chlorofluorocarbons or hydrofluorocarbons, they reach out to the stratosphere from our atmosphere, troposphere above earth surface, whatever we are emitting, they will reach toward the atmosphere and reaches to the stratosphere. Then because of these chemicals reaching to the stratosphere where ozone is present, that ozone is completely depleted. The quality of or quantity of ozone is decreased. That's why UV rays can easily enter into the earth surface and it leads to a lot of diseases including cancers, right? So this is all what happening, right? Now because of that, we have observed the countries have come together and they have launched Montreal Protocol. Montreal is a place in Canada, and we have signed this Montreal Protocol, all the countries. So Montreal Protocol was signed in 1987 but implemented in 1989, right? It is signed in 1987 but implemented from 1989, I guess. Yeah. Here we are already having a Vienna Convention. In Austria, there is a place Vienna which is capital. There we have already signed a Vienna Convention, right, to reduce ozone. Under that specifically, Montreal Protocol was implemented. So Montreal Protocol is a subcomponent under Vienna Convention of 1985, right? And what is the aim? To reduce the ozone. Later, Montreal Protocol, there was an amendment. They have met in Kigali in Africa. In that, they have amended the Montreal Protocol and they have added HFCs as well. HFCs are not ozone depleting. Remember, hydrofluorocarbons, HCFCs are ozone depleting, but HFCs are not ozone depleting. That's why we did not add this particular gas into the Montreal Protocol in 1987. But it was found that HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons, are global warming substances. Even though they are not ozone depleting, but they are global warming substances. That means they can absorb a lot of heat and remain that in our lower level of troposphere. That's why the Montreal Protocol was amended and made that HFCs were also made part of the Montreal Protocol. So this is all the sequential events of this Montreal Protocol, right? And what type of gases were eliminated? Total 7 were selected. Total 7 were selected under Montreal Protocol plus 1, that is HFCs, through Kigali Amendment. So total now 8 are there: chlorofluorocarbons, halogens, carbon tetrachloride, methyl chloroform, hydrofluorocarbons, right? Hydrobromofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, methyl bromide, and bromochloromethane. All these were added, which are ozone depleting substances. Total 7 are there, but after Kigali Amendment, 1 was added, which is a greenhouse gas, right? So this is about the Montreal Protocol. So we have understood what is ozone, where it is present, what is the impact if ozone is released, right, or degraded. Then we have seen about Vienna Convention, which was signed in 1985. Then under that we have got Montreal Protocol to add 7 ozone depleting substances. Then we have added one more hydrofluorocarbons, which is a greenhouse gas, greenhouse gases through Kigali Amendment. So all these things are important for us, right? I hope that is clear. Next one, Artemis Accords. Artemis Accords. The context is Armenia joins the Artemis Accords as a 43rd country. So this is the 43rd country to join the Artemis Accords. Fine. Now, what is this Artemis Accords? Artemis is a name of Greek moon. Of Greek moon. Right? Artemis is a name of Greek moon. And this agreement was signed or brought forwarded by USA, NASA. USA has put forwarded with the aim to explore the moon in a peaceful manner, without any military involvement, without any involvement of any, mutations. We need to explore moon in a peaceful manner for scientific exploration. That is the objective of Artemis Accords. Alright. So it also serves as a framework to also explore outer space. There is already an outer space treaty. We will see this also. So it also encourages, this Artemis Accords also encourages outer space treaty to explore space in a peaceful manner, right? That is the objective. It was launched jointly by United States in 2020 through NASA, along with other 7 countries, Canada, Italy, Japan, Luxembourg, UAE and UK. So India is not a founding member. They may ask you in the statement, India is a founding member of this Artemis Accord. No, we have joined later. We will see that also. This was launched in 2020 by USA along with 7 other countries to a peaceful exploration of lunar space, that is moon. India has joined in 2023 as a 27th nation. So even though we are not a founding member, but we have joined it in 2023. We have joined it later, right? And through this program, Artemis program, USA and other countries, whatever the signatories, they are trying to launch humans. Mainly of NASA, they are trying to launch humans. First crewed Artemis mission to Sun is going to be in 2026. So to extract the peaceful data from moon in a peaceful manner, so they are going to launch a manned mission in 2026, right? It is yet to be launched. This is going to be the first crewed mission of under Artemis project, right? So this is about the Artemis Accords. And we have, as the context has come, we also need to look after some international treaties to protect the space. First one, Outer Space Treaty 1967, which provides certain basic framework on how to explore the international space in a peaceful manner. So this is the treaty sponsored by United Nations itself. Then comes the rescue agreement between the countries. So some space persons may be in a danger, right? Failure of mission and all. And there will be certain missions which are going on from other countries. So to collaborate each other, even though those countries are enmity or they are enemies, but still they need to help each other in rescuing the astronauts in a distress, whoever are facing the issue, right? That is the rescue agreement signed in 1968. Then comes Liability Convention in 1972. Under this convention, if there is a launch of one space mission by some country, but it has negatively affected the other country, then the country which has launched the mission has to take liability or responsibility to compensate that. So this is the agreement which came into picture in 1972. Then Registration Convention in 1976. So whatever the space launches that we are going to launch, whatever the satellites that we are going to launch, we need to get a registration first. So for that purpose, Registration Convention was signed. Then comes the Moon Agreement of 1979 for peaceful exploration of moon. So all these treaties are important as well. They may ask you in this exam. Joshna Bodhisa, this current affair for which exams? Yes, it is useful for all the exams. See, current affairs is part of almost all the exams, but yes, certain exams like higher standards like UPSC civil services or engineering services, this will have a little bit higher standards like statement based and all. Fine. And some exams like RRB JE or SSC JE, SSC CGL, all these things will have a factual manner. That means 4 options. So for all the exams, this will be useful. But based on the exam that you are writing, you need to keep an eye, right? So for example, you are writing the RRB SSC or RRB JE. You need to remember the factuals more. But I recommend to understand issue first, then remember the facts. Most of the students, what they are doing, they are just mugging up all the facts just before the exam. But without understanding the issue or without understanding the concept, even if you try to remember the facts, it is very difficult for you in the recalling the facts in the actual exam. That's why you need to understand the issue, then remember the facts. So it is helpful for all the exams, whatever you write. If current affairs is part of your exam, then it will be helpful for any of the exams, right? So you just need to revise, understand here issue, observe the facts, try to revise them. We are also attaching PDFs in all the videos, so you can also download them, right? I hope this is clear. Yeah. Next one, and the last scheme, GRATE scheme. So GRATE is a full form. Let's see about that. Empowered Program Committee under National Technical Textile Mission. So already there is a scheme launched by government, National Technical Textile Mission. Under that there is a Empowered Program Committee, right? So this is the National Technical Textiles Mission. Under that there is a Empowered Program Committee, EPC, under this particular scheme launched by Government of India. So it has decided that they have approved 7 startup proposals under GRATE scheme. This Empowered Committee has approved a sub scheme is there, which is GRATE scheme, right? Full form we will see. This is a GRATE scheme under this National Technical Textile Mission. So they are approving 7 startups, 7 small companies to pool or enter into this technical textiles, right? So we will see one by one what is this and all. What are technical textiles first? Technical textiles. Technical textiles are those textiles which are manufactured specifically for helpful for certain industrial purposes. They are not for regular clothing or not for fashion purposes, but rather they are having to facilitate the some function like apron. If you are a civil engineer or if you are an electrical engineer, you might be already aware that you need to require an apron to enter into the lab during our graduation, right? You can recall. Or even in the civil engineering, you need in the actual sites you need to have a certain uniform. Those are all called as a technical textiles. They are not manufactured for fashion purposes or aesthetic purposes. Rather, they are having certain functions. Those textiles are called as technical textiles, right? They have a high design requirement, high technical expertise required. So to promote this, government has come up with the National Technical Textiles Mission, NTTM. National Technical Textiles Mission. Government has launched this to encourage the startups to more manufacture the technical textiles, right? So these are called as the technical textiles. Now coming to the GRATE scheme, that is Grant for Research Entrepreneurship across aspiring innovators in technical textiles. This full form is also important. GRATE scheme, Grant for Research and Entrepreneurs across aspiring innovators in technical textiles. So this scheme was launched under NTTM, National Technical Textile Missions. Already there is a scheme which aims to promote technical textile among the Indian manufacturing sector. So this scheme was launched under NTTM, right? And for what purposes? This was launched to utilize the talent pool and expertise from India in technical textiles. So if you are a person who is thinking about launching any business and all, there are a lot of such people. So to encourage such people who will venture into small business, the government has launched sub scheme, that is GRATE scheme under National Technical Textile Mission. It was launched for 3 years, 18 months, 1.5 year it was specifically launched, and they will give 50 lakhs for whoever are venturing into them to establish the small business and all. Government is supporting 50 lakhs per small business to enter into the manufacturing of technical textiles, and this is implemented under Ministry of Textiles. Why there is a ministries? Because after launching the budget by the Ministry of Finance, there will be allocation of budget to different ministries, and these ministries can redistribute those money to different schemes. So that's why every ministry will have a lot of departments and all to implement. So this is the objective of this scheme. Okay, so this is all for today's actual articles. Now we have factual pointers before solving the MCQs, right? So these are the factual pointers. Researchers has found a new way to cool supercomputers. So supercomputers are those computers which works in very high efficiency with very high data analytics, right? So to cool them, because lot of heat are generated, so it is very difficult to continuously work with that heat. So usually it is cooled and then again restarted. So to cool it much faster way, IIT Bombay as well as CMET Pune has launched a new technology called low temperature co-fired ceramic technology. Low temperature co-fired ceramic technology. They will ask you in the exam, low temperature co-fired ceramic technology recently seen in use for what? It is for cooling of supercomputers, right? This was launched by IIT Bombay and CMET Pune. Next one, Global Trends Report Forced Displacement in 2023. The report is released by United Nations High Commission for Refugees. You no need to read the details about it. It is a big document. Just remember the title of the report and who released it, right? So it is released by United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Next one, South America's Pantanal wetlands. So what are the wetlands? Many times we have discussed, even Ramsar Convention also. Wetlands are those lands which are wet in nature, continuously wet in nature, and can give habitat to the local plants and then birds, right? Like anything, ponds, lakes, agriculture fields, all those are considered as a wetlands. And this Pantanal wetland was recently in the forest fires, affected by forest fires. There's a huge amount of forest fires are happening. So you need to know where they are located and all. This is the world's largest tropical wetland. This is the largest tropical wetland. Tropical means which are located in the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. In this region, this is the largest wetland, and this is distributed not in single country but 3 countries, Bolivia, Brazil and Paraguay. So 3 countries where this wetlands has distributed, and this is also UNESCO site. Fine. And the wetland is formed because of the Paraguay river system. The water to this particular wetlands are coming from Paraguay river system. Fine. So this is about the fact. Last fact for today, Odisha has opened all 4 doors to the Sri Jagannath temple. So recently Odisha government has opened all the 4 gates of Sri Jagannath temple. So Jagannath temple is located in Puri, which is also called as White Pagoda. Black Pagoda, there is one more temple in Odisha, that is Konark temple, Konark Sun temple, that is called as Black Pagoda, and this Puri temple is called as White Pagoda, right? So Jagannatha is a form of Lord Vishnu. Fine. All these facts has to be remembered. So that is all for today's. Let's solve some MCQs now from the discussions that we have made. First one, which of the following statements regarding Artemis Accords is okay? They are asking just to consider the statements and they are asking which one are correct. Fine. The Artemis Accords are an international agreement led by NASA to establish a framework for lunar exploration and utilization. First one, right? Second one, the Accords emphasize the importance of transparency and peaceful use of outer space. This is the second agreement or second statement. Third, only countries with active space programs are eligible to sign this Artemis Accords. That means whatever the countries that they are having the space, active space missions, only those countries can eligible to part of this agreement they are saying. So out of these 3 statements, which one are correct? First one, the Artemis Accords international agreement to established by NASA correct for framework for lunar exploration. So this statement is correct. First statement. Second, these emphasize the importance of transparency and peaceful use of outer space. For that purpose only this agreement. Only those countries which are having active space programs can sign this agreement. Wrong. Now currently you can see 43rd country Armenia has joined. That is the logic here. Do you think all the 43 countries have the active space missions? No, only few countries having the active space missions. Maybe around 15 countries are having, not all the countries are having. So anyone can join this agreement. Alright? So this is wrong. This is a wrong. Answer is A. So Santosh and Ranjan, Sahana has also answered it as correct. Right? Next one, they are asking about the incorrect statement related to ozone depleting substances. So we have seen ozone depleting substances. Yes, Swarupa, you are correct. So out of that, which one is incorrect they are asking. They have given 4 statements. Fine. First one, halogens used in fire extinguishers are categorized as ozone depleting substances. First statement. So they are saying halogens are ozone depleting substances. Ozone layer protects life on earth by absorbing most of the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation. See, you have to develop understanding the statements. Most of the questions you can answer. People always in the exam hall, they will think in a factual manner. They tune their mindset in a factual manner. That's why they make a lot of mistakes. You have to tune in an analytical manner. Understand the statement, half of the work is done. Right? So this is the second statement. ODS are naturally occurring substances that contribute to ozone layer depletion. So ozone depleting substances are naturally occur substances they are saying which can contribute to ozone layer depletion. The Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol aims to phase down the hydrofluorocarbons which are ozone depleting substances as well. So this is the thing. So here there is a confusion a little bit. These are hydrofluorocarbons or greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases in UPSC also previous question it was asked, but anyway here there is a ODS. Fine, this is also little bit correct or wrong, there is a doubt. ODS are naturally occurring substances. No, this is a completely wrong. This is a completely wrong because these are not naturally occurring. These are made by humans in terms of chemicals. So this statement is mandatorily wrong. This is also wrong. So you can consider because UPSC key itself past question. It says that this HFCs are not ozone depleting, rather they are greenhouse gases. Right? But if you want to choose the best one, answer is C here. This is correct. Halogens are ozone depleting substances and also this ozone layer protects the humans from UV radiations. Right? So answer can be C or D, but most appropriate one is C. Sahana, Swarupa, Keshav, Ranjan, Srinath, yes, correct. Right? Next question. Which of the following statements regarding mercy powers of the President of India is incorrect? So they are asking, yes Santosh, C and D both can be correct. Fine. Now they are asking about the pardoning mercy powers of the President as incorrect. Among the 4 statements, which one is incorrect they are asking? The mercy petition of President can be exercised in case of involving death penalties. So President can exercise mercy powers in case of death penalties they are saying. First statement. The mercy powers of the President cannot be delegated to any of the authority. That means no other authority can take decision with related to the mercy powers. It is only the President who can take the decision. This is what the second statement says. The Constitution explicitly requires President to record reasons for exercising the mercy petition. So whenever he or she is taking the decision, they need to mention the reason that why they are taking the decision. That's what Constitution says, it is saying, the statement is saying. Right? Then the Governor of State has similar mercy powers as the President under Article 161 of the Constitution. So what is the answer for this? First statement is correct. So the mercy power of President can exercise even if it is a death sentence. The mercy power of President, nobody can take it. This is exclusive power. Right? Even I told the Supreme Court also has a limited power. Right? So it is only the power of President who can take. So this is also correct. Third statement, Constitution does not say any such thing. No need to mention any reasons for the decision taken by the President. So this is a wrong. Yes, Governor also has such authority under Article 161. So answer is C. Keshav, Santosh has answered it as correct. Yes, Swarupa, correct. Next question. Which of the following best defines the term technical textiles? So what are technical textiles? They are asking the definition. Simple definition they are asking. Let's see. Textiles produced primarily for aesthetic and decorative purposes. So this is the first definition that, yes Srinath, correct. Definition they have given. Textiles used exclusively in the fashion industries to enhance the visual appearance of the garments. Second statement. Third one, textiles that are manufactured for their technical performance and functional properties rather than decorative characters. This is the third statement. Textiles that are produced using traditional methods without any modern technology or innovation. So what is the correct definition for this? For fourth question, this is the fourth question. These are the first one is wrong. They are not primarily for aesthetic purposes. This is wrong. Textiles used exclusively in fashion industries to visualize appearance. This is also wrong. Right? Not related to any of the traditional methods. They are for technical and for functional purposes rather than for aesthetic purposes. So fourth is C. Yes, Santosh, Sahana, Swarupa, correct. The last question for today, very direct question. Digital Health Incentive Scheme is implemented under which of the following initiatives? The Digital Health Incentive Scheme is being implemented under which of the following initiatives? Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, National Health Mission, Swachh Bharat Mission. Under which initiative this is being launched? Yes, Srinath, correct for fourth question. A very direct question, right? Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana is a sub-scheme under Ayushman Bharat. Ayushman Bharat, don't confuse with this. This is a sub-scheme which takes care of secondary health and tertiary health, right? So this is a wrong one. This is not implemented under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. That is Ayushman Bharat, right? If it is Ayushman Bharat, then it could have been correct, right? Not National Health Mission or Swachh Bharat Mission. We have seen this is Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. So answer is A. Correct. Santosh, Sahana, Swarupa, Ranjan, Keshav, Srinath, everyone have answered this as correct, right? So this is of today's session. I hope you have liked the session, and yes, we do have a very good articles today, even though small, but they are very big and very important one. So try to revise. The PDF will be uploaded, if not now, maybe on Monday, because today is a weekend, right? Have a great evening. Thank you.